It's difficult to find stuff for Gohan that Toriyama didn't want to highlight. The kid was sculpted really carefully throughout the course of Z, an impressive feat considering Toriyama isn't always consistent. From the shy dork of the Saiyan Saga to the ball-busting lethal weapon of the Buu arc, Gohan's growth rivals Vegeta as one of the strongest character arcs in, well, media period. But let's face facts, it wasn't perfect. I'm Bob, and these are 10 things DBZ wants you to forget about Gohan. Number 10, he's the only Saiyan hybrid with a tail. Yeah, we're starting small, but you remember this detail? Half Saiyan hybrids were born with tails once. Goten and Trunks were never shown with them. I mean, it's easy to assume Chi-Chi and Bulma had enough dealing with giant monkeys running around in their backyard, but this is actually a Toriyama thing. He said in an interview that the small details of how clothes would work with tails continued to bother him, and he eventually gave up on it. I mean, makes sense, I suppose. But if Toriyama were a stickler for details, maybe certain other things would never have happened? Number 9, Chi-Chi's planned names for him. Maybe it's becoming obligatory for dub slip-ups to appear on these lists, but I personally value dub Z over subs. This one isn't really early Z, but it's still worthy of some laughs. Some of Chi-Chi's planned names for Gohan when he was born were Archimedes and Einstein. Even from birth, Gohan's rough life was already foreshadowed. Even better still was Ox King pitching puns off of regular names in Ox.
Big Ox, Oxford, oh you like these, Ox in the box?
Okay, alright, that's cute. Ox in the box. Ox in the box versus Cell. I'll take 100. Number 8, his hair in the time chamber. I think everyone's made fun of Raditz' hair at some point in their lives, and joked about him as a Super Saiyan. Before it really happened, I wanted to die. But then Gohan goes and tries to one-up him. Look at that mane. It's just, wow, that's something. Goku made the call of his life when deciding to cut Gohan's hair. He'd imagined his hair as a Super Saiyan 2 with it sticking straight up. I think Gohan would look just like Paul Phoenix at that point, or Polnareff. Alone an Executor? Number 7, slacking off from training twice. No, I get it. Peaceful times make people complacent, and Gohan prefers to have his face in books rather than concrete. What bothers me is that when Gohan slacks off from training, he really slacks off. There have been entire side plots on how Gohan slacked off from training and became weaker, facing Dabura while Vegeta criticized him, and against Frieza with not being 100% certain he can go Super Saiyan. Okay, I know that was a joke, but bear with me. I would have thought he'd spend maybe once a week training at least after Buu happened, but suppose not? Number 6, making Broly flinch. What? Yeah, this is what we're talking about. Remember Goku's video? The fact that even for a moment, without any power of friendship or one final ultimate attack bullshit, we had a glimpse of a real fight against Broly. Hell, not only did Gohan kneeing him in the face make him reel back, but Gohan was also strong enough to muscle his way out of a bow and arrow submission hold. Yes, I know my wrestling. Now, I'm not saying Gohan at Super Saiyan 2 and Broly post Zenkai Boost would have been a hell of a cool fight had it played out longer, but a competent one-on-one brawl with Broly involving technique, seeing Broly genuinely go all out against someone with counters, holds, in a David vs. Goliath setting would have been... I'm gonna stop talking before I get teary-eyed. Number 5, being abused by a tutor. Christ almighty, someone did this. So here's one some of you may not know. During an interlude from Namek exploding to Trunks' debut, some very odd things happened, from Garlic Jr. coming back in a filler arc to this. Chi-Chi hiring a tutor for Gohan who had a very high success rate. Why? He beat his students with a whip. A whip. Gohan was whipped and he had to take it. Okay, yep, very uncomfortable. Let's not dwell on this for much longer, other than speculating what kind of shit Piccolo would have done to this cock nozzle. And yeah, I know Gohan regularly gets into fights with enemies that break his bones, nearly crush his skull, and all that jazz, but child abuse. Moving on. Number 4, repeatedly overwhelming Frieza. So getting on a slightly lighter topic, Frieza. Yeah, that was a weird transition. You ever notice this one? Gohan's actually pushed an offensive on nearly every form of Frieza, minus Golden Frieza, unless someone proves me wrong. While fighting his first form, both him and Krillin were able to effectively dodge his moves and retaliate. Not a bad start. Second form, I don't think many will discount the little beatdown Gohan delivered on a tyrant. Third form, Frieza narrowly escapes the beam Gohan drops on him. Final form, Frieza lowers his guard, but Gohan then promptly drops him, a feat none besides Goku and Super Saiyan had done so far. Then there's a gut punch that one-shot Frieza and Fusion Reborn, and yeah. As of the script writing, I'm still catching up with Super, so leave in the comments if any other monologues have been delivered from Gohan to Frieza. It just doesn't paint the best picture of Frieza as an unstoppable force of nature, when Gohan has managed to put down or bring the fight to every Z form of Frieza. Number 3, the Super Saiyan 2 design. It was inevitable. I mean, this entry right here is one of the inspirations for me doing these countdowns. As mentioned with Vegeta, Super Saiyan 2 in the manga is frequently covered in sparks to symbolize his presence. Then the anime happens, and only one scene had this. Gohan showing off Super Saiyan 2 to Kibito. From here on out, the form never had lightning again. The best part? Even Namco Bandai didn't realize. Under Gohan's profile in Tenkaichi 2, it speculates why Gohan would never use the form again. Yeah, about that! Now doing some cross-referencing, Gohan's base Super Saiyan has 2 small bangs, and level 2 has 1 long bang. Cross-check with all the scenes in anime next to the manga, and yeah, turns out Gohan was only in Super Saiyan 2 from the World Tournament onward. So this begs the question, has anyone at Namco or Toei ever acknowledged the mistake? Number 2, he has latent potential unleashed 4 times. If you've ever wanted proof of Akira Toriyama's inconsistency, here you go. I won't dwell on this long, so let's do this. Has potential unleashed with the help of Guru, had all his power released with Super Saiyan 2, then has power transformed and evolved with Supreme Kai, then reacquired that power in Super with training with Piccolo. Yes, each time wasn't specifically referred to as his latent power being released, but boy oh boy did it heavily imply it. Toriyama, sir, please stop changing your mind and wanting to continue your show. It really becomes hard to follow. Number 1, he was the strongest non-fused character in the original Z. Shh, do you hear that? That's the sound of Gohan's potential being deflated like a balloon. Yes, Gohan, after receiving his ultimate form via Old Kai, was the strongest non-fused character in Z. The only characters to thereafter top him were Super Buu after absorbing various people, and Super Vegito, who was the strongest character overall in the show. Now this is bad by itself, but there's actually a bigger issue at play we need to talk about, so we're going to overtime. Number 0, the fan backlash. I wanted to share this story because it paints a somber picture. Originally, Dragon Ball Z was supposed to end after the Namek Saga with Goku having fulfilled the Super Saiyan prophecy. However, fan reception had Toriyama continue. You may notice at the end of the Cell Saga, it was a pretty convincing ending with Goku being dead, and Gohan being entrusted with protecting the Earth. Why did the show continue and Gohan got bumped down? The fans rejected him as the main character. What must have it been like to be an anime fan in the 90s? To so vehemently turn away this new character as a protagonist, where arguably one of the best put together arcs ever written specifically used this new character as a catalyst, and the old was allowed to die a peaceful death. I know this community can be fairly toxic at times, but how do you mess up this badly?